Hello, and welcome to Swift News International. I'm Vanessa Prose, and today we will be discussing the search for the cure of AIDS. I have a modest proposal for a solution to the issue, and will be presenting my idea to Dr. Von Schinschonschneitz, Oklahoma City. Hello, Doctor, and thank you for being with us tonight.
Thank you, I'm glad to be here.
AIDS, a sexually transmitted disease, was first diagnosed in 1981, was it not?
Yes, but in the short amount of time that we've been aware of it, it's caused a tremendous amount of havoc all around the globe.
How is the search coming along?
The search for the cure is ongoing. The disease is becoming more devastating as time elapses with no cure. The disease has grown into more and more of a social issue. Numerous countries in Africa. It is estimated that 16 million children under the age of 18 have died of AIDS, and 14.8 million of these children live in sub-Saharan Africa. For example, in Zimbabwe alone, 16% of children are orphans to AIDS.
Yes, I know the statistics. This disease is tearing apart the family. I read somewhere that 6,000 people in Africa die every day of the disease, and that 11,000 are infected.
Yes, a cure for this disease is sorely needed, but finding the cure and then distributing it seems to be something very, very far in the future.
Well, Doctor, I think I have a plan for you that will make the difference in the future.
And what would that be?
Tell me something, Doctor. Who was the first and most famous person to get a treatment for HIV, the predecessor to AIDS?
I think that would be Magic Johnson.
You think that there will be a cure in your lifetime? In my lifetime, I don't know.
Exactly. His story was famous. Until that point, people had thought HIV was as much a death sentence as AIDS was.
Yes, but what does that have to do with the cure for AIDS?
Magic Johnson was able to get his hands on effective treatment for a disease that millions of people in the world are still dying from today. And you know why? Because he had money. He had power.
Yes, I suppose so. So what are you getting at?
I think the problem with finding a cure for this disease, bear with me here, is that there are not enough Magic Johnsons dying from AIDS.
Excuse me?
You heard me. I think that people with the right amount of money and power aren't getting enough motivation to find treatment for this disease.
So what do you suggest?
I think, and this is just my own humble opinion, that you cannot know a man until you've walked a mile in his moccasins.
What?
What I'm saying, Doctor, is that until some people sitting around the throne or sitting on the throne experience AIDS personally, they aren't going to care enough to stop it.
And how do you suppose to fix this problem?
I say, take the top 5 most powerful people in the world and give them AIDS. I promise you, they will find a cure within a year.
That's outrageous! How would you even go about doing that?
Well, first, we have to get the top 5 most powerful people in the world together.
And who are they?
Well, according to the world's most powerful people, according to Forbes, these are the top 5 candidates. President Barack Obama.
Okay.
Chancellor of Germany Angela Merkel.
Okay.
President of Russia Vladimir Putin. Co-chair of Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation Bill Gates. And of course Pope Benedict XVI.
Okay. So how exactly would you, Vanessa Prose, convince the top 5 most powerful people in the world to get AIDS?
Easily. The power of a leader lies in his followers. If we all make unified demands that the people either find a cure or risk dying of the disease themselves, then how can they tell us no? They only stand tall so long as we hold them up. Even as I say this, people in the audience are realizing how right I am. Children are going to continue to be left parentless. More and more people are going to be wasting away before our eyes. 6,000 every day, unless we find a cure and we find it soon. The problem right now is that despite the number of people with the disease, none of the victims have enough power to do anything about it. Finding a cure to a disease takes money, and a lot of it. It's not that a cure is impossible, it's just that we haven't found or been able to use the best resources that are out there for us to use. Let us then move forward and let them move us towards a better future. Now, I'm not actually suggesting that we give AIDS to the most powerful people in the world. I mean, the Pope, for instance, he's retiring anyway, and it might be a while before we even get a new pope. And Vladimir Putin, I don't think he would ever give up his throne of power and receive AIDS because the people demand him to, because that would just be showing how weak he is. But AIDS epidemic really is a growing social problem, and not only in Africa, but also in the United States. I just wanted all the listeners to realize how impossible finding a cure will be if the strong and powerful don't become the voice for the voiceless. Anyway, and that concludes tonight. But I'm sure you'll want to tune in next week, in which we will be discussing my ideas for achieving world peace. Thank you, Doctor, again for joining us tonight. Good night, everyone.